Hey, happy Monday. Hope you're doing well here. Going to go over how to buy a house a little bit, some basic terminology, and these homework problems that you guys did. And some of you guys did well on, and some of you didn't. But hopefully, this video helps a bit. Alright, so first thing to talk about when borrowing to buy a house is, well, you need to have a down payment in order to borrow in most situations. Um, and usually it's at minimum 5 to 10%, and I'd probably say 10% most people would advise you at minimum having, okay? But I personally advise you to have 25% down when you go to buy a house, because otherwise you have to pay for this insurance that basically covers your butt if the for lack of a better word, yeah, it covers you in case you cannot pay your loan, okay? And what it does is well, the banks get the money, you don't get the money, and you still lose your house, but at least the banks get covered if you can't pay your loan. All right. So down payment is how much money you need to put down on a home. This is like, the money that you are paying up front. You are getting a mortgage, mort, the same prefix as mortuary. Okay, so you're like signing your death agreement by getting a mortgage. And it's your loan for a home. Okay, so how much mortgage do you get? Well, you have a home price, you put so much down, the rest of it goes towards the mortgage. Okay, but that's not the only thing you need to have money wise when you go to buy a home. You don't just need the down payment, okay? You also need to have usually a couple $1,000s extra for what they call closing costs, okay? And that could be title insurance, home inspection, recording deeds. There's a whole bunch of different fees associated with buying a home, okay? Just to make sure that there isn't something legal going on, that somebody else actually owned the home. Okay, it's good to have title insurance. You don't want to skimp on closing costs. Okay, you could skip the home inspection, but that's unwise. All right. So, anyways, total mortgage loan, is purchase price minus the down payment. And the down payment isn't just what you need when you go to buy a home. You also need closing costs. All right. So these first two questions dealt with that. All right. And, you have to have a 25% down payment to get a mortgage on a home that costs $86,000. How much will they have to borrow? Okay. So you want to figure out the down payment first. All right. So let me just show you what Sydney did here. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to look at Sydney's work a lot here because she has really good work here to show you guys. So 25%, okay, 21,500. Now that's your down payment, okay? So that's not what you are borrowing. Okay, you are actually borrowing 64,500. This is what you're borrowing, and this is what your answer is, okay? So hopefully that makes sense there. All right, let's look at the next problem here. Yeah, some of you guys just calculated down payment. That wasn't enough. On this one, it says 5% down payment on a $64,000 purchasing price, and you have the closing cost at 3.5%. All right. So you need to figure out each cost. Okay, closing costs are a part of this, and the down payment is a part of this. You can't lump them together. You have to do them separate. So let's go back to what Sydney did. She figured out her down payment, which was 5%, which is really, you probably want to have more than 5% down. Her closing costs were almost as much as her down payment. And then her total is you just add those two things up together. Okay, so those aren't too tricky there. Okay, you just got to know the terminology. Down payment is the money you're paying down. Your mortgage is how much money you're borrowing, and it's going to be how much the house costs minus the down payment. And one other thing with this one is the second problem was completely different. You were figuring out the cash you need to buy the house, which is not the mortgage, okay? It was just the down payment plus the closing costs, okay? So you're just adding up the two costs there. All right, and this next one, you need to use this amortization table, which some of you guys didn't do, which is on page 224. Okay, this is on a fixed rate loan, okay? So the percentage is always the same. You could have a variable rate or a fixed rate loan. And usually this table here shows you how much goes towards the loan and how much goes towards interest every month. Okay, so let me actually show you a real one real quick to give you a perspective on what it would look like if you had a $200,000 house that you bought, okay, and you had a $200,000 loan. So let me flip here. So you have 3.75% interest, which is pretty good. That's about what you can get today. So a 30-year loan, okay. We'll talk about why 30 years isn't a good idea in another video, but so basically, see the year one, okay, you're paying this amount total, but only $3,677 of it goes towards the principal, the mortgage. Most of the money that you're paying in the first year is going towards interest. Okay, the bank gets all their interest first. That's how much money they get to keep. All right, because they like to keep their money. Okay, they don't want to just have you guys pay off your house. They want to keep their money. All right, so so the first years are very heavy with interest. You're paying more interest than principal. All right, so let's scroll down. After year 30, okay, that $200,000 house would actually cost you $333,000. Okay. You'd be paying over $133,000 in interest. Okay, so this right here is why a lot of you guys missed this problem, because you didn't use the amortization table that factors in the interest here. All right, so like when you're calculating this, you have to look at the table. You can't just take the cost of the house and divide it, by 20, then divide it by 12, because that doesn't include the interest. All right, interest is like almost double the house price in a lot of cases. So, all right, Marvin Zach had a used home for $95,000, $15,000 down payment. So he's actually getting a mortgage for $80,000 for 20 years at 7%. Okay, so you have to look at the table and figure out how much your monthly payment is first. 20 years at 7%. I think I found it right there. 20 years, 7%. Okay, so he's paying this per month right here. $620.24 per month is what he's paying. All right, and then find the total amount he will pay in interest over this 20-year loan period. All right, so how much does he actually pay in interest? Well, let's go look at Sydney's so I don't have to fiddle with a calculator. Let's see if Sydney got this one right here. So, okay, so he has 240 total payments because it's 20 years and 12 months in a year, so 240 payments, and this is how much he's paying per month. So this is his total payments on the house. Okay, that's not how much he pays for interest. Okay, right here is how much he pays for interest. You take the total payments on the house minus the cost that he actually pays for the house, minus the mortgage cost, and that is equal to how much he pays in interest. Okay, it's equal to the interest. And so you can see an $80,000 house costs him almost $70,000 in interest. This is why it's not so great to get a mortgage, all right? But, you got to get one because otherwise it's like impossible to buy a house, all right? So just remember that you have to look at the table because the table factors in the interest. You can't do some math to calculate the monthly payment, all right? Because you're not factoring in the interest. All right, let's look at this last one here, letter F. Will Ryan can refinance a mortgage. So sometimes your percentage you get on a mortgage might be really bad. Like if you have like a 7% mortgage, you might want to refinance today to a 3.75% mortgage, and that will save you like $20,000 in the end. Okay, which is crazy. But anyhow, he's refinancing. he has to pay $716 in closing cost, $485 for prepayment charge. Yeah, so he has these two charges. His currently monthly mortgage payment is $982, and his monthly mortgage payment will be $876 for the refinanced one. All right, so how much will he save in the first year? All right, so let's go and calculate the normal first year. Normal first year on the old mortgage would be 982 times 12. So whatever that would be, 982 times 12. And I would look at Sydney's, but she had something wrong with hers. So sorry, Sydney. You did really good. Anyhow, normal first year was $11,784. So this cheaper first year now would be, what was it? $876 is his new price for 12 months, but you have to add in these other costs. Okay, he has to add in the closing costs, and he has to add the prepayment charge. So these are other costs. Okay, so this is how much it's going to cost for this first year on his new refinanced mortgage, which it should be less, $11,713. Okay, so the difference of these two is how much money you save, which is $71. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. You just had to calculate the old cost, the new cost, plus these two fees that they throw in there, and the difference is how much you save. All right, so that's about it, guys. I'm going to post some questions for you guys to do if you want to work ahead. It's going to be on the same stuff. I'll give you some more practice with it, and hopefully get another video out to you guys later this week. All right, have a good rest of the day, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.